becoming a better teacher every day.
I make a difference in my students' lives.
I am a valuable asset to my school, my district, and my community.
I am amazing and I'm prepared to succeed.
I make my classroom great. My students make my classroom great. And together, we make magic happen.
I am important and I matter.
I see each student as an individual, and I see each of them as who they are.
It's okay to have fun in school. It's okay for kids to be kids.
I'm peaceful and calm. I meet the day with ease.
The work I do matters.
I am a person of high integrity and sincere purpose.
I am a competent and capable teacher.
I am a dedicated champion.
I love my students and my students love me.
It's okay to stray from the lesson plan. I am flexible. I am creative.
I have a powerful gift. I have something important to share.
I motivate and empower my students.
I'm proud to be a teacher.
I am proud to be a teacher.
I'm proud to be a teacher.
I am proud to be a teacher.
I am proud to be a teacher.
I'm proud to be a teacher.
I am proud to be a teacher.
I'm proud to be a teacher.
Welcome back. This is the Medley Show. Indeed, every teacher should be proud because they raise each and every one of us. We're now being joined also in the studio by a teacher in the person of Chioma Chukudili. She is a teacher and the convener of Prize Learners Mentorship Club. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And of course, we still have Reverend Dr. Ijoma Enegemeribe in the studio. So we want to celebrate teachers, and good thing you're both teachers. So I'm going to start with Ijoma. What is the most fulfilling thing for you being a teacher?
Thank you. I think for me, the most fulfilling thing is seeing my children, because I do early years, seeing them all grown. In fact, some of them are about to get married now. And you know that
your students?
Yeah.
Wow.
At least I have raised children who have graduated. My children are at least the children I taught are in their youth service year now. And some of them, I think a year before youth, some of them should be out of their youth service. So if I say they're about to get married, in fact, some of them are saying, wait, don't go, our children are coming. You know, it's so fulfilling to see that those babies you raised, you cleaned their nose, you played with them, have now become grown individuals who can think for themselves, who can take decisions for themselves. And they're doing me proud everywhere. So I think it's fulfilling just seeing them. You're at the airport, somebody's shouting, Mrs. Chokodile, and you turn somebody you taught in grade 1. It's so fulfilling seeing them become adults.
Amazing. How about you, Reverend Ijoma?
Well, I've not actually been in her field. I think I admire her a lot for that, because I'm one person that really used to respect my teachers, you know. So, like in the Bible school, I teach mostly in the Sunday school, and then one of the things that I really love is the fact that are able to change their mindset, and maybe they used to come late before and then they started coming early, which means I'm impacting them.
Okay, so I want to know, Chioma, what's your teaching philosophy and how do you incorporate it into your practice, your everyday practice of teaching?
Okay, I am a Christian educator. I work in a Christian school.
Right.
And have worked there for the past 18 years. So it naturally comes to bear in whatever I do. My philosophy is the philosophy I was taught from the Association of Christian Schools International. Teach to touch their heads, their minds, and their hands. That's my philosophy. The head is intellectual. Teach to get them know what the concepts we are teaching them and all. Teach to touch their hearts, affective domain. once there's a change in behavior, a teacher's job is done, especially a positive change. And then teach to touch their hands, that skill. By the time you're done with a child, a set of some set skills would have been transferred. So my philosophy is teach to touch their heads, their hearts, and their hands.
So I want to know this philosophy of yours, teach to touch their heads, their hearts, and their hands. How do you incorporate it in your everyday activity in the classroom?
You know, because of where I work, it is a continuous process.
Right.
There is no break in between. It's seamless because teach to touch their heads. You come to school and you are teaching the new concepts the children need to learn. The children are excited learning something new. Like telling the children that the answer you get after your subtraction is called a difference. Now they know that difference is not just being something
separate from another person.
Yes.
Right.
So you see the excitement in their faces. And then in the same class, there's a time for a child to be taught that, no, you don't accuse that person. Who did this? She's sitting in front, and then she shouts the name of somebody at her back. How did you know? So you start teaching them early. You mold everything. I employ teachable moments a lot, and I think that's what endears a good teacher to the parents, because you're like a surrogate parent to them. So most times at home, parents will tell me, Ms. Chukwudile, it takes your name to make this child do this. How do you do it? I can't get them to do this at home. And you, once I say, I'll call Ms. Chukwudile, you see them doing it. And then set skills. How would they measure a teacher's worth? It's by what your children can do. You cannot say you have taught any concept fully when your children cannot give back even better than what you taught them. Yeah. So it's an everyday. Even when I'm at home, the work goes on. Because they'll keep calling you until you keep, you know, like you said, boundaries. At this time, please, let's not call. So they know the work is continuous. You go outside, you go to the salon and everything, you see a parent reacting to a child a different way. I was in a salon the other, sorry to derail, yeah. I was in a salon and this hairdresser got so upset that she called her son an idiot. I'm sorry to use that word on air. I was shocked because it's been a long time.
You heard something
yes. Like that. So it became a teachable moment for me. And before I left the shop, the salon, the little boy was trailing after me. I'm sure he saw something different from what he was used to. Because the anger with, what did he do? They accused him of breaking a comb. He took another hairdresser saying, no, he's not the one that did that. At least before I left, the woman said, I won't use such word on my child again. So the work is continuous.
It's continuous.
Yeah. Everywhere
I mean, I remember, so my teachers, I definitely cannot forget my teachers, from primary school to secondary school. But I do want to ask you, Reverend Ijoma, what is the most rewarding? Because you said you teach in Sunday school. Yeah. Anyone, in fact, for me, anyone who is able to impact knowledge is a teacher at whatever level. Oh, sure. So what is the most rewarding moment for you in the course of teaching?
Wow, I can say when there is a change in behavior.
Exactly.
You understand? I'm a preacher, I'm a teacher. So whether you're preaching, you're teaching, everything is the same when there's a change in behavior. And when, like I've always said, I said, if you teach and the child is not able to add to what you have taught him or her, it means teaching did not take place. It didn't take place. So that child, I should be able to add to what you're telling me. I should not just say what you, after SS3, I come out, I'll only be referring to the things. I'll refer to what you taught me and also add
to what?
to what you have taught me. You understand? Because the mindset, like you talk about philosophy, you understand? The ability to keep wanting to know. You know, I just want to know this thing. Why is this thing like this? You ask questions. You want to learn more. You understand? Like she was talking about, you know, it's not every teacher that is the same, like she just said now. I know teachers who just want to teach and maybe go their own and then that's all and collect their money. People are going to teach because they want to get paid big salaries. That's you understand? I think that's, but the main thing is to impact knowledge. When you impact, not only knowledge, if a child comes out of school.
She mentioned set skills as well.
No, apart from skills, if a child comes out from school, you know, school is a learning place where you need to learn a lot of things, even character. That child must be molded also. So teaching will take place if this child is so intelligent and the character is so amazing. All these things are part of molding a child, training a child. So it's not like some schools, I cannot mention their names because they didn't pay me to advertise them. Well, the school where my son was, I used to admire that. It's in Akwa Ibom. I really used to admire them because they will greet like, oh my God, yes, come ma, welcome ma. There are some schools, when you go, the children will just
pass you by.
They don't even know who you are. Because the way we were brought up also, you know, like teachers, when we see them, they taught us that, okay, when you see someone who is older than you, run and go and, you know, and we're used to those things. So I think that, you know, for you to really, really say, learning have taken place, there has to be a change.
In behavior, positive change in behavior.
You know, when you talked about parents threatening their children with your name and then you get them to do, it reminded me of when I was growing up. My mom always used to, when she gets angry, when she tells you to do something, maybe she's telling you something and then you're telling her, no, but my teacher said, or you're not doing the thing in the way that she wants. But when is your teacher that says? So she's like, am I not better than the teacher that am I not better than the teacher that is that you're listening to in school? I mean, I'm paying your teacher the salary, that kind of thing.
But that's the edge teachers have.
Yeah, but it just shows how much impact the teacher had on me.
When my son was in school, he also told me my teacher said, and I was in the same school.
Yeah.
So you have to acknowledge the fact that
the impact that teachers
but that is for now, because before now, the fear of teachers used to be they will flog you. You understand? So you're afraid that they should not flog you.
I don't think it's just about they'll flog you for me.
No, I mean before now.
Right.
Now, in the primary school, let's tell ourselves the truth here. In the primary school those days, if you know that there's a teacher that used to flog, you may mention that teacher's name. You must learn, because you know that the next day you're going to that class, you must read. You read from the first to second chapter to third chapter, you recite everything. So when you know that teacher is going to deal with you,
it just got us afraid of them. We did it because we were afraid, not
that
because we loved them.
Okay, so you agree.
The case is different now.
That is what I'm saying. It's different now. Now you have to be friendly. You have to be nice to them. They are also nice to you. You understand?
But I do feel that in those days that was the method, and that method made the impact that
was needed for that dispensation.
And then, yes, the generation is different, and so the method of impacting knowledge is a bit different. Anyway, do remember to send us your messages to 0913-8989-550. Celebrate your teachers, maybe tell us about them, share an experience, maybe tell us the name of your favorite teacher, and of course we'll get to read it on the show. But speaking of then and now, I don't think the challenges are different then and now. I want to talk about, you know, you've mentioned the way you've described teaching and how your students respond to you. It makes it look as if it's so easy. And once you get into any class, any child that you talk to, or whatever method you employ, the children just follow you, you know. But there definitely are challenges to teaching. I've been in a class where I'm wondering, in fact, I'm feeling for my teacher, I'm wondering, where did they get these children from? So how do you deal with the challenges that come up in the classroom?
You know, the truth is, the world has become a global village. If you work in the private sector, I will always talk about where I am. I've been in the private sector for the past 24 years. I think I did public sector only 1 year when I was in my youth service. That was when I started teaching. And the school was smack in the middle of the market in Delta State, Oshimili local government. I will never forget, because it's a nursery school. And coming from Enugu, it was a shocker. How can school be in the middle of the market? But it's as if the market people understood. I think those children, their parents were in the markets. You come in and, in fact, the kind of beating the girl that was doing the class assist did on a child one day. I had to raise my voice. I said, you don't, and I've never taught. But I felt that you should never do that to a human being. The boy was restless, quite all right, but it didn't warrant that boy got such a beating. And before I go to the question, before I left, I was the only youth corper that was celebrated by the school. Because right from then, I think teaching is a calling. I keep saying it. If you're not called to do it, like she said, it will be all about the salary. So right from my youth service years, a young girl of barely 21, 22, I already had a heart for my children. And I always tell people, I don't think there's a class.
Call them your children.
Oh, you see, it just came out. I don't think there's a class you put me, I won't find what works with every child. Now, why I say the world has become a global village is that the challenges are the same, even much more now than when we were growing up. We keep talking of Gen Alpha, Gen Z.
Yeah.
When we were growing up, we didn't have the social media influence. We didn't have the problem of parents monitoring your teaching from home. You know, right now, we have schools where what you're doing in the class, the parents are seeing it at home. So a teacher is working double time to make sure you deliver. Now, it's not only about delivering for a good teacher.
Right.
Delivering should be all around, or else you will raise intelligent criminals, which is what we are having these days. But when you grow children that have empathy, children who know what it is to have human feelings, because it will amaze you that our children are becoming so disenchanted with everything, including human lives. So in a classroom, your challenges are not just academic inclined. Your challenges may be spiritual at times. Yes, because I know some schools where, like those schools that have, high number of children per class, where a teacher will be warned, they'll touch me and your hand will swell. I've heard such stories. But us, I think we are shielded.
Wow.
You know, when we come to, now as a Christian educator, what we do is to raise a generation of children who can think
for themselves
through the eyes of the Word of God. So while we are teaching you academically, we are making sure that you are coming out a total child, well equipped for every good work. So the challenges, I as a Christian educator, I have ways of handling them. First of all, I keep improving on myself because they are smarter these days. If you're not careful, they'll floor you. You
the
think you
children,
know it,
right?
yes.
Oh, sure.
Especially the bigger one, the small one self, they can correct you on your
I see it in my house every day.
Yeah.
I say, no, it's not pronounced that way. Sorry, what?
They say that.
So you need to keep improving on yourself. You don't come with your stale knowledge and think that this will still work. No way. And then you need to pray for those children. See, spirits, you know, deep calls to deep. Children know when you love them. Okay. So even when I discipline them, they know.
They know.
So the
it's
challenges,
you love them.
yes, the challenges are easily managed because of my approach to education.
Oh, fantastic.
I don't know how many other teachers do that, but I've seen colleagues who have the same passion as I have. So I know that one small step at a time. I just pray that our governments, our public sector will get it too.
Okay, anyway, we'll take a quick break
We should also
now.
consider them a lot.
Right. Let's take a quick break now on the show. When we return, there'll be more on the conversation, and of course, we'll get to read your messages on the show. Stay with us.
The Medley Show. The Medley Show.
Meet these amazing, brilliant, wonderful women with so much resilience and excellence, celebrating women empowerment and trailblazing excellence. First on our list is Miss Odunayo Eweniyi, the co-founder of Piggyvest, Push CV, and First Check, an exemplary model of visionary leadership, unwavering dedication, and strategic foresight. Miss Odunayo, who is the co-founder of Piggyvest, one of the biggest saving and investment platforms in Africa, has spearheaded a revolutionary fintech movement, empowering Africans to save and invest. She has set the pace and paved way for young aspiring women in fintech and beyond. Next is one of the biggest writers and entrepreneurs in Africa, Miss Chimamanda Adichie. She is a young, vibrant entrepreneur, author, and speaker. Her works range from short stories to novels. She has used her work to empower women and advocate for gender equality. She has also inspired young writers to keep pushing and use their books for innovation with her trailblazing works. Next is Toby Amusan, a female athletic world champion. Her goal is to continue pushing the boundaries and inspiring the next generation on her way to winning the 2022 100 meters hurdles at the World
Amazon is in green. Camacho Quinn second from the left. The Olympic champion's been left a little bit at the start by Armstrong. Amazon now beginning to come through. So too is Anderson. Toby Amazon, look at the clock. I cannot believe it. The wind reading.
Mo Abudu is an elegant media business mogul, entrepreneur, and philanthropist. She is the founder of Ebony Life Television and Studios, and the first African woman to launch a Pan-African television network. She is the winner of multiple awards, including African Media Personality of the Year. She also supports education and empowerment initiatives for women and girls. Adesua Dozie is the trailblazing vice chairperson of ExxonMobil Nigeria. With over 20 years of legal expertise, she is a driver of growth and inclusivity. A passionate advocate for diverse talent, Adesua is known to have built a robust corporate culture across Africa. Her historic appointment inspires a brighter future for women, redefining Nigeria's oil and gas landscape.
The Medley Show. The Medley Show.
Thank you so much. I hope that inspires every young girl to want to chase their dreams. This is still the Medley Show, and we're still inspiring young girls to lead with this episode, and of course celebrating our teachers. I still have Mrs. Choma Chukudile in the studio, who is a teacher, and of course Dr. Ijoma Enangimeribe also in the studio. I want to take a few messages, but before I take these messages, I want to ask, how difficult is it to, of course it can't be the same, but how do you get these little ones, you know, those very tiny ones, how do you get them to, because I know when I first took my nieces and my nephews to school, they are crying and running after you, and then by the second day they don't want to go with you anymore. So how do you work that? How do you do that?
Well, over time, I found out that you first get down to their level. You need to see us at times.
By getting down to their level.
If the child is a toddler, you need to see graduate teachers remove their shoes and get down to crawl with them. You become the elephant if they want an elephant. You learn the rhymes. You do the things they do. It just wins them over. Now, as they grow older, you become a model for them. I know many of them that walk up to me and say, "You smell so nice." Some parents will tell me, "Mr. Chukule, mind yourself. You've become the standard at home now." That I want you to wear your hair like Mr. Chukudile. I want you to smell like Mr. Chukudile. So you win their hearts. This is what they like. You start modeling for them. Show them that, oh, this is what you can be. And then every time, the heart. You see, the heart is the soul of teaching. You win them. The same way your husband did everything to win you as a woman. You can woo those children and win them. That is why the ones that cried first 2 days, by the third day, they don't need you anymore. The times have
And they
passed.
wake up before you to get ready for school.
That is how you know how that a child is enjoying school. If your child is afraid of going to school, something is wrong.
Problem. Yeah.
Yeah. So you just do things to little things. You praise them. Affirmation, a lot of affirmation. Every little thing they do, wow! Yes, we know the world out there is tough, but the affirmation grows with them. You see, by the time the child has left the lower primary and is going to the upper primary, it's not everything we do wow for. You praise them, you correct them, you show them that this is the real thing. So you don't go out to the world thinking everybody will be wowing for you. But those affirmations, those little things, that's what makes a teacher win the children.
So, Dr. Ijoma, let me ask you this, what role do you think major role teachers play in shaping the society? Because I sort of feel like teachers are not as valued as they should be. I mean, if I'm just listening to you, I will want to be a teacher tomorrow. But I do not think it's that easy, and I do not think teachers are as appreciated and
they ought to,
as they should be. So what major role do you think teachers play in shaping the society?
Well, when you talk about education, you understand, You know, you cannot talk about it without their roles.
Yes.
You understand? We are all product of
teachers.
And like she was talking about the toddlers, you know, when you become a mother to them, you understand, you become their friends. If you can take care of your child at home, so why can't you take care of a child in the school? You understand? So they are closely related. I
don't think it's that easy.
This is why I said the heart is the soul of teaching.
If you can't see, why does it feel like we just shift the,
because you want to shifting it now.
Because you want to do that. Because you want to do that. You understand? If you can take care of your child, you know what? If you just need to look at your child. Like me, some people, my family, they say local doctor. Merely my child I will just know that this is what is wrong. This is what I need to do. That is how it is. You understand? So you need to become a mother to them. You know, show them that love and care. You understand? That is when you can actually win them.
They will forget and call you mommy. And I will laugh and say, yes, I'm mommy.
And that is what they need at that time. That stage,
All right, so let's take a... Go ahead.
I think we talked about the role. Their role is... See, if I am the president of this country, there should be... That the teachers, anywhere you go to, they should pay them much more than they pay people in the oil sector.
Sweden got it right.
It's true.
Truly.
Because the people in that oil sector, they will not have gone to that stage without the teachers. So why are you paying them more?
Okay, so we're not here to debate their salaries, though.
No.
We want to talk about their impact in the society. I'm not here to debate their salaries.
But no matter what, that was also part of it. You mentioned it, that's why I'm talking about it.
Their role in the society, not to debate their salaries. I understand that they are not. I do. We all see that. But that is why it's like everyone just becomes a teacher as a hustle. Do you understand?
Because the entry point is so porous.
Yes.
Once you're a graduate, you can teach. Before you read that, I want to tell you what's going on in the teaching space now. Because teachers are not being enumerated the way they should be, you know what they're doing? We are empowering ourselves.
Sure.
Some teachers are earning as high as 500, 800, believe me, in Nigeria. In this Abuja. We have teachers who have made names in the teaching sector. The way I'm doing PLMC as a side thing, it's still tied to teaching. You have the Educators Hub, you have the One Fancy Teacher. You go and check what they're doing. Check their web pages. They are liaising with teachers abroad and doing things, bringing it to the educators'
Which is good.
That's what I'm saying. So we are not just waiting for government to pay us or our proprietaries to pay us. Teachers are making money on their own.
Nobody's waiting for anybody. Anyway, let me take a few messages. The first message, there is no name and location, and it says, please, Dr. Ijoma, I like what you're doing. How do I find a platform to also be like you? I mean, you're already inspiring people on the show. Then I also have, okay, this message isn't clear, so I'm not going to read it. Okay, so this person says, my favorite teacher when I was in school is Mr. Michael Kuju. He loves us so much. I never see him flogging any student throughout our stay. His type of punishment is to tell you to kneel down after school. So he used to be afraid of staying after school in front of the staff room. I salute our teachers. Then someone says, I thank the teachers of yesterday. I also thank my children's teachers today, Mr. Abbas. This is from Alta, because if our teachers of yesterday didn't raise us this way, we won't be the way they are. So yeah, generation, it's different. Yeah. I remember when I was in school, I had this teacher. He was always so quiet, and when he comes to the class, you know, students would make fun of him. He always had a cane, but he never flogged anyone. So they used to make fun of. I never made fun of him, but then when I wrote my exams, at the foot of my paper, I now drew like a cartoon. I drew him. I didn't know the weight of what I did. I just drew him with the cane, and I wrote his name. My name is Mr. I can't remember his name. I always have a long cane. For the rest of the term, till we went home, I knelt down every day. Like every morning, I would come and resume.
Did you do that?
I didn't know. And when I got back to the hostels. This was in secondary school, just 1, just 2. I would be telling them that I was just joking. I didn't see until one of the teachers called me and explained to me that I was actually making a caricature of who he is, you know. And every day, even though he told me it was done, I would still go back to Nida, and I kept apologizing every day. I didn't see the weight of what I was doing. So, you know, then and now, teaching methods are different, but then again, we did learn from each and every type of method.
The objectives are still the same.
Yeah, it's still the same. So another message says, to the guests in the house, I'm saying kudos. Teachers are the molders of the society. They should be respected. My name is Comrade Dawa Johanna from Just South Local Government. This other person says, thank you to my teachers, late Mrs. Augustina in primary school, Malam Naim Abdusalam, Mr. Bankolia, Mrs. Okonkwo, Professor Sadiq of University of Abuja. My name is Hassan Gimba Zakari from Abuja. Eniola says, Ma, if you are teaching a child, this is a question, I think. If you're teaching a child or correcting her from a bad character or bad behavior, but he or she isn't listening, what can I do? I take it that this person is probably a teacher who is having a challenge with teaching, getting the children to listen. Anyway, I have so many messages. I can't take all of them, but I do want to thank you, everyone who sent a message. Thank you so much for celebrating and appreciating your teachers. And I also want to thank Mrs. Chukudile and Reverend Dr. Ijoma Emeribe. Thanks so much for being part of the Medley Show today. I will be back again next week with another interesting conversation and, of course, fantastic guests. Until then, you take care. My name is Tochi. Bye for now.